Oi, true crime fans, thanks for tuning in with me today. Today's case is the unbelievable case of Verphy Kudi. This happened in my hometown of Brighton. Verphy Kudi lived not 15 minutes walk from me in Islingwood Road. She left her baby to starve to death, the precious 20-month-old baby girl Isaiah, and she was sentenced to 9 years by Queen's Counsel Judge Christine Liang in Lewis Crown Court, who described Verphy Kudi as deceitful and manipulative. This is the tragic story of Verphy Kudi. Verphy Kudi was a 19-year-old teenage mother who lived not far from me in Brighton in Islingwood Road. She had her baby Isaiah, in a mother and baby unit, and then was moved by social services to Islingwood Road to a one-bedroom mother and baby flat. Her sister, Verphy Kudi's sister, has since come out and said that Verphy had all the family support that she could possibly want. She had that support, she had those safeguarding practices in place, and still her baby Isaiah starved to death. A 20-month-old baby left alone to die by her teenage mother Verphy Kudi had learned that crying was pointless. Verphy Kudi, 19, left her baby to die alone over 6 days. She went to a party in London and actually had the DJ announce her little baby girl's birthday while she was up in London, knowing that she had left her baby alone to starve for 6 days. The cause of death was described as influenza, starvation and dehydration. Details revealed in court have revealed the background leading to the teen mum's life, leading to the unimaginable suffering that caused little Isaiah's death. Kudi was jailed for 9 months at Lewis Crown Court after admitting manslaughter. The judge, Queen's Counsel Christine Liang, described Kudi as deceitful and manipulative, saying that she had prioritised her welfare over the basic needs of her child. Kudi tried to cover up her crime after returning to her flat in Islingwood Road to find her daughter dead. She actually spent 3 hours with the body of her precious baby girl before attempting to call 999. Kudi let out a single gasp as she was led down from the dock. As she reached the bottom of the stairs, she burst into tears and howls and was dragged off to do her 9 years in prison, although it's a fairly safe bet that Kudi was crying for herself and not for the death of her little baby girl. QC Christine Liang described her as deceitful and manipulative and said it was quite clear that you prioritised your need over the needs of the little baby girl. She was a helpless child who relied completely on you for all her needs. You wanted the life of an 18-year-old over the life of a mother. It is almost unbearable to contemplate the suffering of baby Isaiah in the final days of her life, suffering she endured so that you could celebrate with your friends. It was your duty as a mother to protect her, not to abandon her. You caused her unimaginable physical suffering, and I have to say I agree with the judge. Kudi lied to paramedics, doctors and police as she tried to cover up her crime. The judge said that we will never know what she did in those 3 hours that she spent alone with her baby girl's corpse. She came home from a 6-day binge to find her little baby daughter dead. She then spends 3 hours with the body of this precious 20-month-old baby girl. What was going through her mind in those 3 hours? What was she thinking? What was going through the mind of this teenage girl as she spent 3 hours with the corpse of the baby she had starved to death? Queen's Counsel Sally Howes, who for the prosecution, told the court that the baby had learned that crying for help was useless. Babies who suffer severe neglect learn that crying is useless, and they learn not to cry or to make any noise. It's possible for children who have experience of severe delayed response i.e. neglect, to actually stop crying. The suffering of this baby girl, Isaiah, can hardly be imagined. I mean, this is one of the hardest cases I've ever researched, to think of the suffering of that 20-month-old baby girl, not just when she died, but throughout her entire life. It's literally unimaginable. Baby Isaiah was born on March the 22nd, 2018, and she was 20 months old when she died from starvation, ketoacidosis and influenza. Kudi had left her baby girl Isaiah alone for so many times. In fact, her sister has said that all her family had stepped in to try and help Kudi because she had left her baby girl alone so many times in the past, that the family had tried to jump in and save the little girl. However, because of Kudi's deceitfulness and personality disorder, she was very good at lying. She lied to her entire family, and her family did not know the severity of the neglect. On October the 23rd, she left her alone for 7 hours. On November the 7th, she left her alone for 10 hours. On 2 occasions on November the 9th, she left her alone for 17 hours and 33 hours, respectively. She left this little baby girl alone time and time again for hours and days on end. This baby girl suffered. From the moment she was born, the whole 20 months of her life, she suffered starvation, neglect, and God knows what abuse. On December 11th, when Verphy Kudi arrived home to find her baby girl dead, she spent 3 hours with the corpse of her little baby girl. You can only imagine what was going through her mind, this 19-year-old girl's mind. She knew she was going to get caught. She knew she was going to get in trouble. The judge has said it's impossible to know what she did in those 3 hours. I absolutely agree. I honestly think that Verphy Kudi should have got life imprisonment, because this, we're not talking about poor impulse control. We're talking about a pattern of severe neglect. She might have been only 19 years old, but she knows that if you don't feed baby, everyone knows, it doesn't matter how much of a child you are. Verphy Kudi was known to be a pathological liar. She was known to have a personality disorder. She was known to lie to absolutely everyone about everything. It doesn't matter how much of a child you are. You know, if somebody doesn't get fed and somebody doesn't get water, they're going to die. God knows what was going through her mind, but it took her 3 hours to call for help. She was alone in that flat for 6 days. There was videos of her clubbing, drinking. She actually got a DJ at Elephant and Castle to announce the birthday of her little girl, while her little girl had been lying in her own mess, starving for over 4 days. This girl is an intelligent young woman. She knew what she was doing was wrong, and she didn't care. She's been sentenced to 9 years at Lewis Crown Court. She will end up doing half of those 9 years, so she'll do about 4.5 years. What will happen to her in prison and what will happen to her when she gets out of prison, we'll have to wait and see. This is the tragic story of baby Isaiah and the deceitful, lying teenage mother who left her to starve to death. Thank you for watching. Whatever you do today, please take care of yourself, make good choices. Thank you for watching. Bye.